Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel once again. So today's topic is floral border, which is my favorite topic because I don't feel any kind of pressure while doing this, and because it does not have any specific rule to follow, I think it's easier for you guys as well. And I'm going to paint all these floral border using one stroke flowers and leaves. I have created multiple similar videos in the past, so if you want to refer to those videos, you can get a link into my description section. For today's video, I'm going to use only one brush. This is size 6 round brush, and I'm going to paint all the bigger and smaller element with this particular brush itself. So it totally depends on how much pressure you are applying into your brush. So let's start with the first one. So in this one, I'm going to create flowers having 5 to 6 petals in it. The petals are in oval shape, and you need to move your brush in a way that you can paint an oval kind of structure. The best way to achieve this is to start from one end, apply pressure, and then come back to the center without lifting your brush, and apply the amount of pressure as per your petal size. Mine is quite small, as you can see, so I'm using only tip of my brush to do the same process to create this oval structure, and then repeat the same thing to create multiple petals to create one single flower. You can keep the petal size bigger and smaller to get some different perspective of flower, or else you can keep things simple, like simple perspective having 5 to 6 petals in it facing towards you. Something like this you can do. Now you can do this until the border. I am doing only halfway for the first one, so that we can complete the halfway first, and then we can repeat the same thing for another half in a speed way, so that we can save our time a little bit. Now we're done with the flowers. Now I'm creating the middle stem from where we are connecting all the flowers and leaves together. The color combination and choice is totally depend on you. I'm using all the vibrant colors. So now I'm using sap green color to create small leaf kind of structure. So I'm applying pressure and removing slowly to get one pointed end, and creating these leaves smaller. So I'm using only half of my brush. Now you can define different structures into your border. So I'm creating this spiral kind of structure with the help of yellow green color. So I have mixed green color into the yellow, so this is more on the yellow side and less on the green side. And repeat the same thing throughout the border. Also make sure you are getting the symmetry in your border, so it should be in the same line, having same width in it. So by any chance, if you are feeling the width is little weird, you can add more element into it to get the symmetry into your border. So again, I'm creating this blue kind of leaf. You can call it as flower as well, totally fine, but the process is same. I'm again applying pressure to create one stroke leaf kind of structure. And I think this much is enough. Let's repeat the same thing for another half. Create flowers, middle stems, leaves, foliages, all the things that we have done in the first half. And likewise, you can paint similar kind of border having different kind of flower structure, leaf structure into it, and create a number of patterns from there. So we are done with the first one. Now let's move to the second one. So in this one again, I am creating small flowers having one stroke petals in it, but with different color and different petal shape. So this time the petals are simple one stroke petals. Apply pressure and release slowly like we do while creating leaves, and arrange all these petals together to create flowers. So flowers are different as compared to the first border, but this flower is also as simple as first one. This time I am creating little bigger petals and having less petal in one single flower. Repeat the same thing throughout the border. You can fill the center negative part as well. and then connect all the flowers together with the help of green color. We are almost repeating the same kind of stuff. The only difference is color combination and the shape of flowers and leaves. This time I am creating little longer leaves, having group of 2 leaves into it. So one is bigger and one is smaller. You can keep the direction of leaves downward or upward. And this time I'm using dark shade of green. Now with the help of light shade of green, add one more leaves around it. So basically I have created group of 3 leaves, one bigger and 2 smaller. Now I think we can add one more flower kind of pattern having small petals in it. Now to create this small flowers, very small in size, I am using only tip of my brush and creating a dot kind of structure itself. Although these flowers are not necessary, if you want to fill the area with the leaves also, it's totally fine. And then just to add a symmetry into my border, I'm adding this yellow color structure around my border. And we are done with the second one as well. So as you can see, we have almost repeated the similar kind of stuff, but creating a very different border. Now let's move to the third one. In this one, I am creating tulip kind of shape with yellow color for the flowers. So basically you need to create one petal having C kind of shape and one with opposite C kind of shape. A basic tulip structure is fine. As these flowers are smaller in size, so no need to worry about precision in the flower. A loose kind of flower having tulip structure in it is totally fine. Now because these are yellow in color, so I want to mix one different color into it. So I'm adding little bit of orange into the petal area. So little hint of orange and yellow we can see in the flower. Whatever I'm doing, you need to repeat the same thing throughout the border. And as we have done for the first two, again we need to connect all these flowers together as these are borders. So I'm creating the base of the flower and then a string and connecting all the flowers together. Again I'm using green color. For the same, you can use any color whatever you like. Now we are done with the flowers. Now I want to do something different in this particular border with little longer leaves into it. So I am using different colors of green, dark green and light green, and extending my stroke to get little longer leaves like this. So the first color is blue green, so I have mixed more blue and less green, and the second one is blue itself, and I'm creating same kind of stroke. You can keep the perspective of the leaves little different, like tilted towards downside, left and right, but basically I'm repeating the same thing, creating little longer leaves with different combination of greens into it and blue as well. Now this time I'm using lighter shade of green and filling the middle section to get little bit of symmetricity in my border. And once done, if you want you can add more element or else you can keep it like this. Now I'm keeping it like this and moving to the next one. Now this one is inspired by Irish flower. So 2 petals towards upward direction and 2 bigger petals towards downward direction. The lower one has little wavy pattern into it. So while creating the lower petals, move your brush in a zigzag pattern to add some wavy structure into the petals. And you need to repeat the same thing throughout. This time I'm using purple color for the flowers. And I'm keeping the flower simple, not doing much. Attach all the flowers together with the help of middle string, with the help of green color itself, and then you can start creating different structure into it to fill the border. So this time I'm using yellow color and I'm creating group of 3 leaf kind of shape. I can do it with the help of green color also, but I think I should use yellow color just to add little differentiation between the borders. And then I'm creating leaves. These are 2 strokes leaves having one negative space in between, and I'm using brown color to create these leaves. Just to show you, like, you can use any color combination to make it different from each other. You can add different kind of flowers, you can add different kind of leaves, you can use different color combination, and then number of patterns you can create inspired by these one which I am creating. Now I think I should use little bit of green as well, so I am creating this small round kind of structure when it comes to the leaves, having one small negative space in between. So basically I am creating 2 structure for the leaves having one negative space in between. Now let's move to the last one. So in this one I'm using blue color and I'm creating round kind of structure like this. So I'm creating one middle round structure and then few more petals around it in a circular form to make it look like these are the rose flower. Now with the help of clean water, try to blend the color so that we will get little bit of light shade of blue and dark shade of blue, and to make it look like these are the rose flower on a loose side. And then once done with your flower, again repeat the same thing, create the middle string and then create different varieties of leaves into it. You can add other flowers as well if you want to, but I want this one very simple, so I'm keeping flowers simple. Then with the help of dark green color, I'm creating this bigger leaves having 2 strokes in it, and something like this you can repeat throughout the border. So this time my leaves are quite bigger in size, having green color into it, and something like this I have created. Now we can do one more thing, which is the last thing I want to do in this particular border, is creating small leaves with the help of light green color. This is more towards the yellow side, and I'm adding these leaves in between to get the symmetricity in my border. And I think we are done with all the 5 borders for today's video. Last one is definitely my favorite one. Let me know which one you like the most, and hope this video is helpful for you guys. Please do let me know if you have any kind of feedback for me, and thank you so much for watching. See you guys in the next video.